Why you lose respect in conversations without realizing it. You don't lose respect in conversations because you said the wrong thing. Well, unless you're way off base. That's obvious then. But that's not the problem. You lose it in ways you don't even notice while it's happening. In how you say things and how long you say them and how you react when the conversation shifts. And the problem is most of it happens in real time, really fast. And then you walk away thinking, that didn't go the way I expected. But you can't explain why. In this video, I'm going to show you exactly where that happens, and more importantly, how to stop it while you're still in the conversation. Number one, over-explaining. The first place people lose respect is when they start over-explaining. You make your point, and then you keep going. More detail, more examples, more justification, and it feels like you're being thorough. But to the other person, it feels like you're trying to convince them, and that signals uncertainty. That's where respect starts to drop, because now it feels like you're trying to earn your position instead of holding it. Here's the shift. Say your point once, clearly, then stop. Here's my point, and hold it. Let the silence do the work. Number two, reacting too fast. Let the silence do the work. The next one, you respond too quickly. Something feels off, and you jump in immediately. Now you're not responding, you're reacting. And that tells the other person you're not in control of the moment. And when you're not in control, people stop seeing you as stable in the conversation. That's where it breaks down. You pause. Even 1 second changes everything. Let them finish. Process what was actually said, then respond. Let me think about that for a second. That one line slows everything down and puts you back in control. Number three, answering more than was asked. This one is subtle, but it costs you fast. Someone asks a simple question and you give them the long version. Now the conversation expands when it didn't need to. And it tells the other person you're not tracking precisely. And that makes your communication feel unfocused, which lowers how seriously your point is taken. So here's the adjustment. Answer the question and stop. If they want more, they'll ask. Short answer, yes, and leave it there. And if you're starting to notice, this isn't just one habit. It's a pattern in how you communicate under pressure. And that's exactly what I built into my program, the confidence formula. It's not about sounding better. It's about knowing what to do in real time so you don't lose control of the moment. Number four, losing control of your words. This is where communications start to slip. Someone reframes what you said, twists it slightly, or redirects it. And instead of correcting it, you follow their version. Now you're explaining something you were never trying to prove. And that's how you lose position. Because now the conversation is no longer happening on your terms. In that moment, don't defend it. Reset it. That's not what I said. What I said was calm, direct, no emotion. Number five, prioritizing likability over clarity. This one feels harmless, but it weakens everything you say. You soften your point, add disclaimers, pull back your language, trying to make it easier to accept. But now your message loses structure. And when your message weakens, so does your presence. And when your presence weakens, so does the weight of what you say. So you clean it up. Say what you mean without padding it. I might be wrong, but cut that. Here's how I see it. Number six, filling silence. Most people can't handle silence. So the second it shows up, they start talking again. And that breaks your authority because now it looks like you're uncomfortable with your own point. And that discomfort lowers how confident you appear, even if your point was solid. This is where restraint matters. Let the silence sit. That's where processing happens. That's where your words land. Finish your sentence. Stop there. Number seven, shifting your position. This is the one that quietly destroys respect. You start with a clear position, but as the conversation gets uncomfortable, you adjust it so it lands better, feels easier, avoids tension. But now you don't sound consistent. You sound negotiable. And once that happens, people stop treating your position as fixed. So you hold your ground, hold your position, unless something actually changes it. And if it does, state it clearly. Based on what you said, I'm adjusting my view to this. That's control, not weakness. Most people think if you adjust your position, it makes the conversation smoother. It doesn't. It makes your position look unstable. And once that happens, you lose control of the conversation. Because respect doesn't come from confidence alone. It comes from control. Control of your words, control of your timing, control of your reactions. And that's the difference. Confidence is how you feel. Control is what you can repeat. Because the moment you lose control, you don't just lose clarity, you lose position. And if you've ever felt like you lose control mid-conversation, like your words don't land the way they intended, that's not random. It's a skill gap, and it's fixable. That's why confidence in conversations isn't something you feel. It's something you train. It's a system. That's exactly what the confidence formula is built around, giving you a repeatable way to stay clear, composed, and in control, no matter who you're talking to. If you want to go deeper into that, it's linked below in the description and in the pinned comment. And if you've ever walked away from a conversation thinking, that's not even what I was trying to say, that's not random. That's also a pattern that starts the moment you react instead of respond. And once a pattern starts, it repeats. That's exactly what I break down in this next video that you should watch now. I'll see you there.